Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to Developing on AWS. My name is Tapas, and this video we are going to talk about AWS DynamoDB and how to uh, connect to AWS DynamoDB using Java SDK. So basically, we'll be going through how to create one table in DynamoDB, then how do we access the DynamoDB using Java SDK, and basically this Java SDK will integrate with our Spring Boot application, and we'll just go through one demo. Okay, so let's get started quickly. Before getting started with DynamoDB and all, let me just go ahead and explain you what is this DynamoDB. Okay, so DynamoDB is nothing but one fully managed NoSQL database provided by Amazon. And nowadays people are using NoSQL database because in terms of throughputs and scalability, this NoSQL database is too good as compared to the relational database. But yeah, there are different business scenarios where you need relational database, and there are, let's say, if it is e-commerce application and all, where it is very high load application. In that case, you need to go with NoSQL database. Okay, so before just going for this NoSQL database or DynamoDB, first of all, go through these provisioning steps where they have explained you about what is the read capacity unit, write capacity unit, how do you provision it. Okay, it is a fully managed database and where you no need to take care of anything regarding setting up the environment or taking care of the database, taking backup of the database, nothing. Because this is everything will be taken care by Amazon. You just need to consume the service, and only thing you have to take care is the read capacity unit and write capacity unit. You have to decide based on your business requirement, because how much the load on the application and how the architecture is. Let's say if you are going with uh, Redis, read through Redis or write through Redis. In that case, if you are using Elastic Cache and all, so you are not directly requesting to the database. So in that case, with the low read capacity unit and write capacity unit also, you can manage. So read capacity unit and write capacity unit is nothing but Amazon will charge based on the how many read you are doing per second and how many writes you are doing. Okay, so those details they have already documented here nicely. You can go through it. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we need to log into our AWS console. As you know, for all our services, we did like that. So same thing, you can search it here, DynamoDB, and go to the DynamoDB console. So as you don't have any of the tables here or any objects in this DynamoDB, so first this screen will appear, and basically there are steps like create tables, add and query items, monitor the manage tables. Okay, because we can monitor the DynamoDB tables through the AWS CloudWatch, which is monitoring tools for all the services. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly create one table. Okay, so let me give the table name as user table. Okay, and DynamoDB works, it's a NoSQL database, and as you might be knowing that if it is NoSQL, it is not structured or the schema is not predefined. Okay, basically you create one table with one column or two columns. Let's say one primary key is needed, which is partition key in this case, because each record will be identified with that primary key. Okay, all right. So after that, let's say if you want to add on multiple columns, let's say you don't know the structure, later stage based on your business, you want to add something else. So in that case, you can directly go ahead and write it to the database, and automatically it will be added. You no need to alter the table and then you have to go ahead. Okay. So basically, let's create one table with the name user, and let me give the partition key name, which is nothing but the primary key as user ID. Okay, and add short key because there are composite key and all, so those things also you can do it. But let's don't go create short key or any composite key. Let's directly create one simple table with one primary key, and we'll go ahead and create couple of more. We'll add some columns as well. Okay, let's create it. It's very simple. Within fraction of seconds itself, it should get created. Okay, I think now the table got created. If you go here, here it is saying the items, and if you see here, this is the user ID. Only one ID here it is coming, only one column. And let's say if you want to see the metrics, you can set up the alarms, capacity. I was talking about read capacity unit, write capacity unit, right? So you can, if it is greater than 4 or 5 minutes, so you can set the alarm as well. You can provision here that this read capacity unit is 5 and write capacity unit estimated cost is $2.91 per month. Okay, so like this you can increase your read capacity and write capacity unit. Okay, so these are the different things. Yeah, so now our table got created. Now next thing, we can create the table from the Java SDK as well, but how to create one table through this console, I just wanted to show you. Okay, now let's go to our SDK. Okay, so for previously also we have seen how to use Amazon SDK with S3 service, then we have seen for Lambda and all those things. So you need to add this dependency management, which should be there. Okay, AWS Java SDK BOM. Then simple thing, AWS Java SDK DynamoDB. If it is S3, S3. If it is Lambda, Lambda core we have to add. And as because it is one Spring Boot application, so what I have done, I have added the Spring Boot related dependency as well. Okay, that's all. Then as because it is we are going to consume the DynamoDB tables here. So first of all, we need to create one model. That means nothing but your entity. If you are using JPA and all, you can say that as entity object. So basically, this is user ID, first name, last name. We have not created first name and last name column over there, but here it is there. That is what we have to test, right? Whether it is able to save or not. So you create one Pozo here. Then this is the repository class, DAO class. Here we are using AWS DynamoDB V2, all those API. So basically, for all the services, the way we created the AWS client, let's say for S3, we used to create AWS S3 client builder and standard.build. And this standard.build, and when you do this new DynamoDB, right, at that time, it is going to fetch the credential from your .aws directory, which we have already discussed in our previous videos. If you don't have idea on that, please go ahead and see that. Okay, so that those credential, it is going to take it from your underlying uh, infrastructure wherever you are running, mostly because here you are running it from our local, but mostly we'll be running it from somewhere one Lambda or EC2 or something like that. Okay, so this get user details we'll see later, but to add the user details, this is just we have created this DynamoDB using that client. Then DynamoDB.get table, and there you have to specify the table name, which is we have already created here, which is nothing but the user. Okay, then let's don't confuse with this one. I was then the it's very simple API. Then you just need to do table.put item new item with primary key, because this is the important thing whichever we have already created and which was mandatory before creating any table. Okay, so which is there user underscore ID, and we are doing that get user name, that get user ID, sorry, with first name and last name. Like this, you can go ahead and add any number of columns over there or data. Okay, then what you have to do, this table that put item will take care of putting the data, inserting the data to the DynamoDB. Okay, and once this is, let's say we are checking whether outcome is null or not, we are responding the result. Okay, similarly for get user details, what we are doing, get table, again the table name, then get items back with primary key again. Okay, and that primary key you have to provide the key, whatever key we are will be getting it. And same thing, if this outcome is not null, Then we are just populating those details in the user details and returning that user. And these things we are calling it from one controller. Okay, so let's start this application. This is one Spring Boot application. So let's go ahead and start it, and quickly we can see the demo. Okay, I think it will take some time to instantiate everything to bring up the application. Let's wait for that. So there shouldn't be any error. So it got started. That means it was able to connect to get the credential from your underlying application, and it was able to start the application. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. My port is 8888. Okay, okay, as because this is, first of all, we have to put one post request, right? And post request you have to do it from our postman or something like that. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so as you can see here, we got success. Let's go ahead to the console and verify whether it got populated or not. Okay, okay, so now you can see TR Joshi, first name and last name. So as I was telling you, right, this schema is not predefined, because initially when we created the schema, only user ID was there. This first name and last name was not there. And as part of that put request or the insert request, what we did, we added these two columns. So next request, let's see if you want to add something else, again we can add it, and this will allow to keep on adding those columns. Okay, and it can be nested as well. Okay, nested means, let's say here you will have three, and for another record you will have one JSON over here. Okay, we are going to add one address, and we will see that next step. Okay, so now we added it, and we got the response. Let's go ahead and check the get result as well. Okay, so what we added, user details. Okay, this is the key, right? We should be getting the data, and this is what we got, the data. Correct. So similarly, let's again, I was telling you, right? Let's say we want to add some address of the address detail. Okay, let me comment this dot. Okay, okay, my bad. All right. So what we are doing here, we are adding one address map, and there we are putting city, pin, and with user ID, first name, last name, as because we are going to add those. And then with map means, in a map also we can put it. Let's say that will be stored as a JSON. Okay, so let's do that. And here I have hard coded it from here, but you can get it from the controller, and you can do it. Okay, sorry, I did it here. Okay, so let's try once again. Now let's say if I'll add something else, I need to give. Okay, this time also it is success. Let's go ahead and check it over here. Okay, so now if you see here, this address also got added. Okay, that means you want to put something in a one column with JSON or something, you just create one address map and you do it, and it will take care. So this is how in any of our e-commerce application or something, we can just scale the application to any extent. Okay, because we never know what we are going to add it, and that time we shouldn't have dependency to alter the database and again do those things. That is the benefit of using NoSQL database, and it is very lightweight. And the throughput here in DynamoDB, if you'll go through the documentations, they will mention about the consistency, okay? Eventually consistent and completely consistent, which means, and based on that you will be charged. So again, that is again depends upon your business requirement. Let's say your business requirement, they want real time. You cannot go with eventually consistent. That means it will take some time, some milliseconds maybe, to get consistent over across the database. Okay, some application they don't need real time, so they can go ahead with that and they can save the cost. But yeah, few business requirement is like it should be real time. Okay, friends, so this is all about DynamoDB, and if you like this video, you can just subscribe to my channel, and later stage other videos I am going to put it like RDS and Aurora DB or MySQL, that also we'll see. And next we are going to see about how to API gateway, how to create and connect from API gateway to Lambda, and Lambda will put some data to DynamoDB or RDS. Like we'll be seeing one demo where you can achieve one business use case where, let's say, for any of the request, basically we need one API gateway, then one Lambda or any. We are going to talk about serverless here, because creating one Spring Boot application and putting it into any of the EC2 and running it, that is nowadays nobody is doing that. Yeah, people are doing that, but most of the people, they want to use this serverless, so that they no need to take care of any of the infra related things. Okay, so in our next video we are going to see all those things. Thanks for watching.